Well, what's going on, fellows? My fellow YouTubers, subscribers, welcome. Well, today is going to be a discussion on a particular film. I guess it is a sequel, in case you haven't noticed. But hey, welcome. What's up, Robbie? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, as I was telling John and everyone else, oh, that's cool, man. I actually got a second part-time job, believe it or not. Hey, what's going on, DJ? I'm doing fine, doing good. And if you hear something, it's actually the rain. It's going to be raining quite a bit. Supposedly, one county in Texas is under a tornado watch, so I don't think my county is, just under a severe thunderstorm warning, I think. But anywho, nice, make that, yeah. Plus, I want to get a good place, and with inflation going up, I want to at least have a good amount of money to at least get a decent place, because a lot of places want you to make 3 times the rent. So, and plus, I don't know if I'll get one this year, but next year I should definitely have a place of my own. And I want to build a good enough financial cushion, so I would have plenty of finances for sure. And one day, yeah, who knows? Maybe you might get lucky this year. Movie sucked. I didn't hate it, but it was definitely the weakest of the trilogy, and I don't know, I think just the writing itself was poor in areas. I would say this: the actors didn't do a bad job. I can't say, though some people will say that Jamie Lee Curtis kind of phoned it in, but I don't think she did that horrible. I mean, I didn't mind Corey, but the problem was they should have established him in the first film, I think, or at least if he was going to play a big role in the third one, you should have at least established him as like a minor character. I think that he could have been, let's say, Allison's tutor, for example. She was struggling with the subject, and since Corey's an engineer, he could have given her, he could have been like, well, I know he's a little older, but maybe he could have been like a private tutor, from college that, does things on occasion, and they have like a bit of a friendship. They have maybe a flirtatious moment, but it doesn't go anywhere because she's taken. Maybe that's why she likes him or loves him at first sight, I guess you could say. I have mixed feelings about it, as I appreciate the throwback to the weird sequels. Yeah, because you can tell with the font they did the Halloween 3 style type of font. So, I mean, I have, just out of curiosity, Robbie, did you like any of the zombie versions, or you're kind of meh on them? Or I can understand I can understand liking the first one. At least that one had potential. Second one, not so much. I can't quite remember what your thoughts were, but hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink. Okay, I'm back. Oh, so you actually liked Halloween 2 more. Cool. Don't like his first one that much. Okay. Well, you know what they say, different opinions makes this world a very interesting place, so yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, this is cola, but here's the thing. Only 20 calories. Low-calorie soda. 10 grams of sugar. Not bad. One, 3. At least Halloween Kills was entertaining. It was somewhat schlocky, but hey, it was entertaining schlock, as Oliver Harper would put it. If you're familiar with that guy, he does some pretty good retrospectives, and probably has like the state-of-the-art editing. So yeah. So here you go. Cheers. Not quite diet, but doesn't have a whole lot of sugar. And also, I've been working out too. Maybe you can kind of tell as well. But I don't know. discovered that this is also a good snack to have too. Pork rinds. Oh yeah, it's like non-stop violence, bloodshed. I like most of the films in the Halloween franchise, even 2. Part 4, Part 5's kind of meh. I don't mind the producer's cut of 6, but it was a mess. It was like a mess of a production. Like H2O, didn't completely hate Resurrection. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but hey, Busta Rhymes was fun in that movie. Pork rinds. Guess what? Only has pork rinds and salt, and guess what? No carbs. Very healthy snack to have, I think. This is a little big, so... there we go. F-13. More of a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Okay, and if I can understand that. I still have yet to get the Scream Factory Blu-rays because I heard that one of the discs are like messed up on it. So, where's Steven and Junebug and gosh, who else? Matt. Thought they were going to come in. Where are y'all at? I had like 3 people at one point and y'all disappeared. They fixed all the ones currently in production. So if I order it from Scream Factory as of now, they will have the fixed copies? Because I'm curious. I mean, I technically do have them on Blu-ray, but I only have like 1 through 8 on Blu-ray, the original Paramount Blu-rays. Cool. Thanks for telling me that. Oh, by the way, I technically was supposed to be paid today, but for whatever reason, my new job, my full-time job, they have some kind of problem with the payroll. So supposedly, I'll be getting a check tomorrow from FedEx. Do they have new extras on for Jason X? I couldn't remember. Oh, it's definitely fun for sure. I kind of wish he was Herber Jason just a little bit more. But hey, I love the little camp counselor scene where he's just just putting them in the body bags and just pounding them with each other. It's hilarious. Oh, hey there's Nick. What's going on? Nothing much. I'm just going to see who's going to want to enter the stream and see who wants to discuss Halloween Ends. You know, see if anyone wants to come in, give their honest and blunt thoughts on the film. I didn't hate it, but it's definitely the weakest one of the 3. And so, yeah, I can understand that because I'm trying to remember if I have the DVD of that one or not. Jeez, excuse me. And also, in case if something were to happen, I might try to do my stream on the hotspot because Spectrum will flip out if it's raining because, you know, it's Spectrum. Got 2 people here. Did any of those people want to discuss Halloween Ends with me? I guess maybe they're shooting this shit off stream, so I don't know. I'm also just wanting to get a new camera. I'm trying to decide on a really good, economical webcam for sure. You would join if you were home? That's cool. I understand if you can't. You're working, obviously. Where do you work? I'm curious. I'm guessing it's a night shift job more than likely. Is it full-time or part-time? Can't remember what. So do you have 2 jobs or just the one you work at night? Feel free to answer if you like. Oh, by the way, people in the chat, even though there's 2 people, do y'all like pork rinds? Very good snack. Because it has no carbs. Stop. Salty, it's kind of addicting, but hey, at least it's not like hot Cheetos or jalapeno kettle cooked chips, even though I like those things. I'm just trying my best to not eat that. And yeah, this is soda, but like I said, only 20 calories. I have a full-time blue-collar job and a side job. I'm probably going to quit that one. Is this the side job that you're working right now? And you have a baby coming. Oh, wow. I don't know. Have you mentioned that before? If anything, congrats, dude. I'm sure that's definitely going to be life-changing, man. It's an accomplishment. Salute to you and your wife. I guess a lot's been going on in my head. I'm still trying to get everything set up at my full-time job. I was supposed to get a working laptop as well, but they're still working on it. Just like I'm supposed to get my check it's supposed to be FedEx, and I'm supposed to sign for it too, I think. I haven't seen Halloween's, but I honestly don't care to. Yeah, we're definitely going to go into that if you stay for long. No, I'm a maintenance job, and thanks, he's doing cool. Yep. Right now, my full-time job, it pays me $19 an hour. The part-time will pay me about $15. Save enough money, I should be able to get a decent place. I was going to try to work at a FedEx job, work at FedEx Express, but it would be a long drive for me to get there. And even if I do, even though I have like a text tag, which is like a toll road type of deal, and even if I left it right on time, traffic is real bad. So I understand, and privacy and confidentiality is understandable. So yeah, I can probably say what my part-time job would be because there's a lot of locations. The one I'm at, my full-time, I probably won't reveal, but they're kind of both similar. They both deal with. I'm a mailroom clerk or mailroom tech for my full-time, and then I'm just like a store member or team associate at we'll just say UPS, and you can fill up the other word starting with S. So, and I've actually worked at a UPS store. So yeah. Oh, did I say that too loud? Okay, I did have 4 people, but that person must have left. So. Thresh some meat. Okay, 4. Okay, who all is watching? I know you're in here, Robbie. I'm guessing Nick's in here. Maybe DJ? I'm not sure. So, what up then? Let's see. Now we're down to 3. Y'all can hear me okay, right? There's no interference because I want to make sure that the weather's not fucking that up. And then I do see some lightning here and there. Oh, I'm down a sub. That's weird. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Stream is stable. Okay, that's good. Now I'm down to 2 people. Okay. So, how was y'all's Friday so far? Productive? It just now thundered a few seconds ago, so I don't know if you can hear that. So, and the rain will last probably what, an hour or two, maybe. So, thankfully, I have not encountered tornadoes yet, but I know the surrounding countries that I'm at have encountered a few of them. So, and it's funny because the place that I work at, my main job, they actually have like a tornado shelter, or yeah, you can call it that. So that's cool. It's cool, man. Funny as you mentioned Goodwill a couple of weeks ago, I donated a couple of shirts that I really don't wear anymore. So one of them has a hole anyway, so I had to get rid of them. But yeah. Mm-mm. Two people. Two people. Oh yeah. How much more time do you have left on your break, Robbie? I'm guessing 5-10 minutes or so, maybe less. Oh, one person's left. You get all my gaming in before January 14th. Like 3 minutes. So, okay, 8:30. Okay. How many more hours after that? Now I'm down to 0 people watching now. Okay. Why I don't have any more people watching? I guess they can't stay for long. Well, okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Four hours. So it'll be what? Probably midnight my time. And right now it's what, 6:28 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, you okay. Yeah. Yep, you got me on that one. I can hear a little bit of wind gusting. So yeah. Hopefully this means that it's just wind gusts. That's what I hope for. Okay. Almost 20 minutes. I guess. This is not bad, but I can definitely tell that it's not nowhere near as sweet. Only drawback it has, what was it called? Sucralose, I think. I think that's what it said. Or no, it doesn't have sucralose. Cane sugar, coma color, has all that. Oh yeah, it does have sucralose. Okay, I didn't see it. I was like, what the hell? I thought it had sucralose. It does. uh, hmm. Oh yeah. It. Oh, what was it? 1969. Oh yeah. Flashback. 43 years later. Unexpectedly, a tornado touches down in November. It's not only the November twister, it's the November twisted rain. You got Bill Paxton vibes. Oh yeah, the extreme. Except unfortunately my name's not Bill, so my father's name is William, and then the surname will be Bill or something like that. So yeah, sucks that he's gone now. It's been 5 years. They should have done a sequel to Twister. But who knows? But would Kathleen Kennedy really push for more of a woke agenda in that movie? Because she produced the first one, believe it or not, and I actually liked the first one. Yeah, I figured it was time up. Hey, good to see you, man. Enjoy your work. Enjoy the rest of your work shift. Don't work too hard. Okay, well, I don't know if he was the one person, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, finish this a little bit. Almost 21 minutes. Were those people lying in John's stream? Did they not want to discuss it? Okay. Oh boy. People are leaving me hanging. It's calming down a bit, but that doesn't mean it'll keep going on and on. Now I'm down to 0. 0. 0, 0, 0. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera for now. Okay. Okay. That's for you, Halloween ends. The belch. He gave me the belch. All right. Okay, 22 minutes in. One person's in, but that person might be out, so we'll see what happens. I did make an announcement video, and I posted it when? Was it Monday or Tuesday? 2 days ago. Really? It was only 2 days ago? Damn. I thought I posted it Monday, but I guess not. I know, maybe some people didn't know about it till now, so. Okay. Well, that person left. Okay, manage videos. Live. Okay. Got 2 likes and probably 1 dislike. Wow. How come they didn't do that on my other video? No. Okay, well. Guess Friday night's a popular night. What else is new? But I thought people would have been on here wanting to discuss it. Hell, I didn't even know if I was even going to be able to stream because of the weather. For those who have Spectrum, sometimes they decide to, shut down the internet. It's Spectrum for you. And I can see why a lot of people, did a lot of Spectrum returns at the UPS store. Same with AT&T. From what I understood, it was maybe service related with AT&T. I heard their fiber optic internet's good, but then again, I wouldn't know. Never had AT&T. It was always Spectrum. Back then, it was Time Warner for some time. I don't know what it was before that. So it was Time Warner and Spectrum. That's all I can tell you. Speaking of the AT&T, doesn't it? If anyone remember the New World Pictures logo, looks almost similar to the AT&T, except the New World Pictures logo is kind of like a reddish orange color, and they actually did kind of have like a bluish purplish color. It was more like of the TV stuff. So there you go. Okay. All right. Do I think Halloween Ends is the worst horror film? No. Sadly, the worst film I think I saw this year was the re. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. Trying to think of this. The worst remake. Oh, yeah, it was a horror remake, and that was the Firestarter. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, didn't care for much of the characters, even though the child actress who did Charlie wasn't bad, but John John Raincore, I felt like he was underdeveloped. I think Zach Efron did try at times, and it's just somewhere in the middle and ending, or the second and third act. It just seemed a bit like a jumbled mess, and then the way they ended it, I was like, that was it. Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't. Yeah, I don't really care much. I don't care much for that Firestarter remake at all. Yeah, only saw that movie once. That's all I needed to see. Original one with Drew Barrymore is far superior, and David Keith. Yeah, I don't want to get the other actor who is got the Keith David. So yeah, don't want to get them mixed up. So yeah. Yep. Maybe I'll hang tight for a few, but it looks like people failed to show up. Well, I guess people have already expressed their very honest and blunt thoughts. I don't. Maybe I should call this the final thought stream. Your final and honest thoughts on Halloween Ends. You know what? For other people, just curious and checking this out, how about you express your final thoughts on this movie? Your final opinion. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you hate it, you hate it. If you think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, feel free. Hang on a second. Maybe I should do an adjustment. So, hang on just a second. Come on. Okay. Maybe if I turn off the light, you get to see some lightning. That'll be fun. Maybe Michael Myers is afraid of lightning. Did you? Oh, okay. Let me adjust that. Okay. All right. Okay. Still 0 people. So much for that. What was this? Oh yeah, I was saying I was going to ask if someone had some good advice to get a real good camera, because while this isn't horrible, it's not the best camera. And I've heard mixed things on the Logitech, because I want to get a Logitech, but I didn't have the greatest experience with the previous one, so I don't know if there were some software improvements to it. So yeah, I was gonna get one at some point, but now I feel like I'm crazy talking to myself. So talking in front of the camera. Okay. We're closing on 30 minutes. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me. Does YouTube not really allow live streams to be, seen for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's like they're not, like the thumbnails or the videos itself, they're not really featured a lot. It's like YouTube's done something odd with them. Like on my channel, well, of course I can live. Hey, what the hell? I didn't ask you to do that. Come on, you stupid thing. 0 still. Settle. Okay, just want to make sure it's. Didn't know if I want to make sure it's not an unexpected guest, like the moths. Those lovely little moths that like to. In fact, one flew in. And I was going in and out the house, so. Yep. I guess they left me hanging. How dare you? And I'm not drunk, FYI. I'm just drinking that. And at least it's pure cane sugar. At least it doesn't have 5 fructose corn syrup like a lot of those other sodas. Suppose we have one person coming in, so I have no idea. That person might leave too, so. Yep, I called it. They left. What else is new? Once I get out of here, I think I'll be a different person. And hopefully I'll have a better camera. And I plan on getting a mic too. Even though this isn't bad, but I want to build a good amount of financial capital before I do anything. Before I go on a spending spree, Don't want to waste too much of my money. Guess the storm is coming down a bit. Let's check. Let's check our lovely little radar, Doppler radar, if you read it. Okay, let's do there. Come on. Okay. Guess it's still there, but I'm guessing it's moving now. You can keep on knocking, but you can't come in. I think it's slowly moving because it's starting to calm down a bit. Definitely heading east, in case for those that are keeping an eye out on the storm. I mean, thankfully, we're not in spring because that's where tornadoes are the most prominent, especially since Texas is in Tornado Valley. There's Oklahoma, the Dakotas, and so on and so forth. Well, damn. Oh, sorry, folks. I thought people were going to come in here. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Guess I should have announced it on Monday, but I'm curious. When did I? It says a couple days, but YouTube's algorithm and their way of telling times is not exactly accurate. So 2 days ago. Come on. I don't think you're. Okay, November 1st. So, first. Yeah, Tuesday. May not have been Halloween night, but. Stop calm. I'm just curious. Let's look up who is subbed and who is not. Okay, yeah, Tuesday's when I updated it. Okay, make sure. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, community. Oh yeah, you can do the what's on your mind. What's going on? Okay. Customize channel. Okay, I think that's where I go. Okay. Community. Okay. Dead silence. Yeah, I know. Just trying to figure out where did I go to tell who's sub to me and who's not. I haven't done that in a while. Channel. Okay. Community. General. Don't care about the. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Content, audience. Damn. You can keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Where could you tell who's sub to you and who's not? I haven't done this in quite some time. What is it? Classical customization. Maybe that's where it's at. I don't know. Damn it. No, that's the. That's the freaking... Come on. Where are you at? Where are you, bastards? Agreement. Content. No, it's analytics. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Content. Damn. I haven't done this in so many months, maybe a year. Your viewers. Subscriber bell notifications. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Man. It can't be under copyright, right? Subtitles. Customization. No, I think I was there. Damn it. Freaking go. They must have changed something there. YouTube. Analytics. Okay. Analytics. Okay. Analytics. See more, I guess. Okay. What the hell? Yeah, take that. In the overview tab, find the real-time card. Real-time card? What the fuck? Okay. You mean see live count? Okay. What the hell? Just see more. Jeez. Okay, whoever this person is, do you want to be in, or is you're just strolling by? Right now, okay. It says real time. I don't care about count. I want to see who the hell subscribed. That's all. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay, maybe. No, I guess that's not it either. See more. don't care about the freaking metrics of the videos. Used to, you could check out see who is subscribed, even though it can list everyone, but do they not have that option anymore now? Subscription status. Okay, well, I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm not going to waste my time. Well. Okay. Okay. Recent subscribers card. Okay. Okay. We got a line chart and a bar chart. Okay. Dashboard. Recent subscribers card. Recent subscribers card. Great. Yeah, I'm here, whoever's in the chat. Okay. Okay, card type. What the hell have they done here? Why do they have to make it so difficult? I don't get it. My goodness, YouTube, what the hell have you done? Oh boy. YouTube, why did you freaking change so much shit up? I used to remember how to... I know it's been a while, but my goodness. Why have you done this? I don't understand why you thought this was an easy way of doing it. Where's the I can't find it. Suppose we got one person in here and I don't know who it is. Yep. Oh, what a day. What a night. Well, I guess the rain's moved on. That's all I was getting. The storm is no longer coming anymore. Dashboard. Find reasons. How long these instructions are. No need, because I have a job. Actually, two. Oh, hey, Quinn. If you want to come, in, feel free, man. But if you got something going on, I'm not gonna prevent you from that. So, yeah, I got another person. Oh, by the way, Robbie was in here earlier, so I'm sure you can tell. So I have two people here. Quinn's one of them. Okay, shooting a show tonight. Hope everything is well. Yep, I think everything's well. I will actually have another part-time job, second job, if you will, because I work an 8-hour shift at this one place. Pays $19 an hour. This one, I've actually worked this type of work before, so maybe if I get back, maybe before you stop streaming. Well, how long do you think you'll be doing your shooting your show? Feel free to put it in the chat. But and YouTube, why can't you make things easier for me to find? I'm not gonna even sweat bullets over this. So yeah. I suppose we have 3 people in here. Quinn's one of them, and I don't know who the other 2 are. We'll see. It's weird. Now I get 3 people here. And streaming for 54 minutes and counting. Usually go about an hour and a half, but it's an in-club show, not streaming. Okay. I now have 4 people, but is it an actual person or is it trolls in here? Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Just say your piece. Don't say it. Don't spray it. Because I want the news about the weather. Probably no one knows what I'm referring to. I'll give you a hint. Aired on MTV, and it was a TV movie, and they later made a TV series. I think the band was real to an extent, but there you go. Okay. Alrighty. Manage videos. It's probably going to do the live stream stuff. I was curious what I'm at right now. Man, Still the same. Surprise hasn't gone up. That's cool. So probably about an hour and a half. Well, it depends if I'm still here, which I may, but I thought people were going to be joining in and we were going to be discussing Halloween Ends. If you want to see what you think, or if you want to give your opinion of it, very quick opinion, feel free, Quinn, if you're still here. Because now I got 2 people. A minute ago I had 4, but yeah. Okay, you didn't see it, so okay. I think you saw the previous 2, maybe. I know that Robbie saw all of them. He definitely enjoyed Halloween Kills because it was a fucking bloodbath. Probably where Myers kills the most people, I would say. Now I'm at 3, but that's probably going to go down a bit. Okay. The last one you saw was 2018. Okay. Did you like that one? I can't remember if you did or didn't. And I liked it. I have the Blu-ray. More than likely it's in storage. Okay. Alrighty. Thought it was okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the previous ones. I would assume so, but I would take it that you're probably not a fan of it, but Lori just became, yeah, Sarah Connor. I can't remember if Jamie Lee Curtis or what's her face, Linda Hamilton. I can't remember if they're the same age or one's older than the other. So, yeah, Lori became a survivalist. She was trying to train Karen to be the next John Connor. Ooh, that's a plot twist. She was going to be the next John Connor. But she didn't want to be. Hey, Mom, I don't want to be the next John Connor. I want to live my life and become a mom. Stay at home mom, working, and have a family. That's why she had that Karen attitude. Well, not really. I'm just messing around. I'm just trying to keep it entertaining. Probably poorly if you can imagine. But hey, I don't care. It's my stream. I'm doing what I can to entertain, but I'm doing a really fantastic job, aren't I? Well, not really, but it is what it is. But strangely enough, culturally, most people are afraid of giving up family life for a life of conflict, especially with, yeah, I guess some people don't want to be burdened with or always live life on the edge. People that want to have that little bit of freedom. But it doesn't mean that you can't be alert or be aware, I have a feeling that people are coming in there are just fooling me or just... Okay, if there's 3 people, why can't y'all just say something? Is it because I have y'all blocked or what? For the other 2 people other than Quinn. What's going on here? Why don't you just reveal yourselves? And we'll go from there. Then again, when I made that announcement, no one even commented on it, so I understand that people have lives, but people didn't want to come, they didn't want to come, so. So, Quinn, if you're still in the chat, how's the weather up there? Here it's almost like tropical weather, except it's still relatively hot at times. But today, probably as of now, it's a little cooler, especially with the rain. So, oh, it's cold? Guess I shouldn't be surprised it's November. Yeah. So what does come out in the next few weeks? I can't even remember now. I haven't really looked around. Probably I was reading them and then I forgot about them. So, oh yeah, The Nun. I wonder if that's any good. It looked interesting because I know it has Colin Selman in it, and I realized apparently Ben Cross, the actor, that's one of his posthumous releases because that actor died back in 2020 from what I saw. I guess I remember seeing it back in that year, but I don't remember it very much. But from what I saw of that actor, he was a solid actor. Spock's father in the Star Trek reboot. But I think he was only in the first one. I don't think he was in the other sequels. I do know he was in that movie that had Scout Taylor Compton in it. Now I forgot what it was called. I know that Chloe Grace Moretz was also in it too. I didn't fully watch it. I just caught like the last maybe 15 minutes of it or so. And I just looked that title up now. I can't remember. Well, I'll just look it up. Cross. Wicked Little Things. Okay, that's what it was called. It was Wicked something. So yeah, Wicked Little Things. Yeah, but if I was flying into a rage, I guess there'll be a whole flood of people coming in. Yep. I'm just wondering if I had plans to do a different video than I would normally do. It was going to be like a workout motivation type of video. Oh, you're here. Yeah, hola. You're about an hour and 3 minutes late. Did you still want to come in? Just asking. Turning off my camera. I'm going to get some water. I need to hydrate myself. Okay, you want to come in? Let's talk. Let's discuss. Okay, paste. Okay, there we go. There's the fucking link. You may enter. Now I'm down to 2.
Well.
Yeah.
This movie. This movie.
Yep. I didn't know if you were going to come in or not.
I'm so sorry, dude. Because after the chat, you know how there's like a backroom meeting? I was there for a little bit, but I'm here now, so no worries, dude.
Okay.
First of all, before we start this, how are you?
Good. I now have a second job. I don't know when I'll be starting it, but it's going to be a second part-time.
The part-time job that you mentioned in the previous stream? Yeah. Along with the power plant job?
Along with what?
Along with the plant job.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just go get my charger because I have to charge it on my laptop and take it outside. I've been like all over the place in these streams. I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, we don't have internet here, so I'm using data. So. Oh,
you're using your phone as a. Okay, you're using your phone basically, right?
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now because AT&T's fucking us over a little bit, and I'm not really happy about that.
AT&T.
Yep.
I dealt with a lot of AT&T returns.
I don't blame you. Their connection sucks.
Oh, really? So their internet is that bad, huh?
It's that bad. I don't know how much we're paying for it since I don't.
Well, I thought their fiber optic internet was good, but I guess maybe it wasn't that great.
I don't know how much we're paying for it, but man, for these connection issues that have been happening, like 3 times in this year, that bad? I don't know. It's not worth it to me. But let's talk about Halloween Ends, guys.
Yeah, there was like
Okay,
there was an influx of people. There was 3 people. There was 4 people. Quinn was here, but he's shooting a show right now.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Quinn, what's up, man?
Well, I don't know if he's in here still, but he hasn't seen the film. He only saw Halloween 2018.
Okay. Well, no worries. I've seen all of them, and I can rant. Well, I've seen all of the trilogy films. I haven't seen, like, H2O and Resurrection yet, shockingly enough. But, and Halloween 5.
H2O was worth it. Resurrection, the first 10 minutes are kind of mixed bag for me, but hey, I like Busta Rhymes doing some karate kicks on him.
I'll say that the best thing about this rant, outside of talking to you, Scotty, which is always a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, the best thing is that I got pizza. Let's look forward to that, guys, because Halloween Ends was a gigantic. I'm gonna finish eating real quick. I don't want to be rude on your channel.
I understand. No worries.
Because Halloween Ends was a gigantic piece of fucking shit. Here we go, boys. So, 2018, not a great movie, not a great Halloween movie. I thought it was overrated when it came out, but I don't think it was horrible. It was just a mediocre slasher.
I think it had a promising start. It wasn't perfect, but I think the guy that played Michael Myers, I think Jude Courtney or whatever his name is, he didn't do a bad job.
He actually did add the bulk to the character. You did feel the length. No, not the length. You did feel like that this was like a hulking menace. Mm-hmm. You felt that.
James Jude Courtney. That's his name. James Jude Courtney. That's his name.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with positive. The kills were practical. And the idea, personally for me, to not make Laurie and Michael brother and sister work. I never liked that.
Really?
I like Halloween 2, but I don't like that they're brother and sister. And I'm talking about the original Halloween 2, by the way.
Yeah, the one directed by Rick Rosenthal, yeah.
Yes.
And also he didn't like how Ben was kind of supposedly, his you didn't know if Ben was killed or not, but thankfully
and I don't like that Ben may or may not have died. I don't like how Laurie was in a hospital bed, not doing much.
Yeah, she was hardly doing anything in that movie at all. That was maybe another drawback.
Mm-hmm.
You can, I guess, looking back, you can kind of tell it's a wig in a way, because
her hair, but there's definitely a lot of good aspects to Halloween 2. But I'm going to get into that later. So Halloween 2018, and I like that the kills are mostly practical. I love that head stomp kill. That's one of my favorites in the franchise, where he stomps on one of the. I'm not going to mention in case anyone hasn't seen it, but actually, wait a minute. Is this a spoiler discussion? Because I do kind of want to get into that.
Sure, go ahead. I mean, there was a guy here earlier, but I don't think he's here now. His name was Nick something, but he's probably not on me now. I'm
going to put a spoiler warning. If you're okay with this, because I feel like that's the best way to talk about these. So I'm not mentioning spoilers just like that. I'm actually warning. So I like it when he kills a psychiatrist. The atmosphere was okay and the score was good. But here are the problems with 2018. The dialogue was bad. Like when Allison's dad says, I got peanut butter on my penis. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Peanut butter on what?
Remember in Halloween 2018 when Allison's dad said, I got peanut butter on my penis?
Allison said that?
No, her dad.
I haven't seen. I did see. Well, I haven't seen it in a while, to be honest. So
okay, so me neither.
I know how it is. So.
It's also just a very generic slasher. It doesn't do anything new, and it was bland. It wasn't a great movie. Way overhyped. People made out like it was the best slasher movie in years when it wasn't. But it was better than the shit show that would come out later. Because Halloween Kills, ooh, that was a bad one. Holy fuck, it is getting bad now. Oh, so many things wrong with it. you know, Laurie Strode, Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, did nothing in a hospital. Why not we just do that again, guys? Nothing in a hospital. Because that makes sense. Okay, and then the whole townspeople ganging up on Michael Myers. A neat concept. I really do think so. But unfortunately, it's executed badly because they treat most of the town fodder like idiots, like that one couple where one of them shot themselves, and most of them get, skewered right away anyways. I don't like how they think that one mental patient was Michael Myers. Like, the whole assumption and the whole, manhunt for possible Michael Myers didn't work. And when they finally try to kill Michael Myers, they fuck up that, too. And when Laurie's daughter died, it feels very gratuitous, very unnecessary, and feels very, just shelved in towards the end. I didn't really like that. Not that I cared about the character, I just feel like it felt gratuitous. It didn't feel necessary. And then we get to Ed, the big boy. So, I'm going to also start off with positives. I'm a fair guy, and you are as well. But this was bad. Would you agree, or what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I appreciate them going in a different direction.
Okay.
A different direction. I will say this: the acting wasn't bad. I actually thought the guy that portrayed Corey did the best of what he could, of what he was given with.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem was they really should have established Corey in the first one. Like I said before, he could have been like a tutor to Allison. Like maybe Allison was struggling with a particular subject, let's say math, and Corey's an engineer, and he could have been giving her some private lessons, trying to help her improve on her mathematics. Yeah. And they could have been striking up a friendship. Maybe when there's like a brief moment where it's flirtatious, but she's taken, and Corey's understanding of that.
Right.
But Allison has some, reservations about Cameron, who is her boyfriend, and of course, she finds out that he's cheating on her, or from what she saw. I remember that part.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and they should have. That's what I think they should have done, was at least establish Corey, even if it was brief.
I think, I agree. I'm sorry to cut you off. I think he should have been established in the beginning of the trilogy, because you can't just throw in a new character towards the end of any closing chapter like that. A character who's going to encompass the entire movie, because we all can agree, whether or not you like the movie or not, Corey took over for Michael, essentially, almost. Let's all, because for the most part, that's what happened.
Yeah, he's in there like 2/3 of the film, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's sort of an issue, because you're setting up this character, and in the beginning, I'll admit I felt a little bad for Corey, because he was kind of in a fucked up situation that really wasn't his fault when he accidentally killed the kid by knocking over the door. I agree. Also, I want to point out, I'll get into this later before we talk about our thoughts. My theater experience for that movie was horrible, but I'll get into that later. But, ugh.
Yeah, I was going to say that also that, Corey may have like maybe, anxiety prone, like may have some kind of panic attacks here and there. Maybe that's why he didn't like being locked in the whatever it was he was in. I don't know if it's a closet or small room, who knows. But
and that's why he freaked out when he was locked up in the attic. Because him just banging on the door way too much. I mean, an adult would get pissed in that situation, but I mean, the way he was going at it, and I get it, the kid was pissing him off, was extreme. So, there was a neat. So, listen, and my thing is that my expectations for Halloween Ends weren't very high, mind you, but they were not what I was expecting to get out of this movie. Mm-hmm. What I got out of this movie was a completely different movie. It did not even feel almost related. Well, it was, obviously, but it didn't feel related in tone to the previous ones as well. And
that's not connected, right?
Huh?
It didn't feel connected mainly because of the time jump.
It didn't feel connected not only because of the time jump, because of the type of movie it was tonally. It was a very different movie. It felt like a grow a new serial killer, which, again, could have been a good concept, but if they would have sprinkled that in with the beginning of the trilogy, being like maybe, Corey witnesses Michael killing, and he's anxious, and he's, maybe also, honestly, make him a little bit younger. Maybe don't make him Allison's love interest, or maybe, I don't know, do something. Well, maybe not make him younger. Okay, I'll take that back, because I think that the character was the appropriate age. he was an adult, but he was old enough to but he was still young enough to be vulnerable to Michael. Maybe him get a little bit like curious about why Michael does what he is, and then by kills, he witnesses things and doesn't do anything. He witnesses the town being killed, but he doesn't do anything about it. And then you add that morally gray layer, but you don't just put him in the third film and then have him become like the new Michael Myers like that. It doesn't work, and especially since you're adding in this new character, but you don't have time to build up on the expectations of this being the grand finale, because it stops Allison's character from growing, which, mind you, I don't really like her as a character, but I do think that, she did need to, step up for this moment. You don't have time for Laurie to grow. None of these characters have time to grow because they're too centered around Corey. And I know it's easy to blame that on one character, but it is part of the reason. There are also other things at fault as well, and that's a car outside. Hello. But at the end of the day, I do think that he was a large part of why that is. Would you like to say something? Because I know I talked a lot.
Right. I felt like, how should I put it? I also don't like how the townspeople were blaming Laurie for their problems.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that was not a very ideal way to go. I mean, she didn't exactly bring the boogeyman to that town. Michael just, broke out, escaped, and started killing people. I don't know why they want to blame Laurie for that.
That's a very immature way to blame someone, because how do you think she feels? She lost her daughter.
Yeah, and pointing the fingers at her isn't going to help solve anything. But I guess they were just trying to relate to what it was like, in the realistic sense. I guess they were trying to go for that. But also, I felt like, I know in the novelization, Laurie attempted to actually track Michael, and I kind of wish they would have added that in, because it just seems like, she was, she got over her death of her daughter rather quickly. But I guess, the time's up.
Extremely quickly.
Yeah. And apparently, how long did it take her a long time for her to get over her friends? In a way, I can't remember, but I felt like, wouldn't you be, wanting the loss of your daughter more than your friends in a way, even though you were somewhat close with them?
Right, because look, I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent by any means. Huh?
I'm not either. So,
but I can imagine that when you lose a child, that's like, because I know parents, and I've heard of stories of parents losing their child, and I'm not trying to get into that subject, but I can imagine when you lose a child, it destroys you inside almost. Mm-hmm. So for Laurie to just have like a screensaver of her daughter and just go about her life after that, it feels a little bit unrealistic, and it makes that character matter even less, because, at that point, first of all, another gripe I have is that it almost feels like Laurie and her first daughter, not her granddaughter, didn't have like that much of a relationship to begin with in the films. It didn't feel like, and I know obviously the strain, because she didn't really love her mom that much because of how hard she would train her to kill Michael Myers, but it felt like that relationship was there was barely any chemistry there, and to just completely forget about her makes that character just even more forgettable.
Yeah, they should have at least developed their relationship more in the first one, and even try to establish more of a relationship between Allison and Laurie in a way.
Hell, even just saying something to Michael, like when she has him on the kitchen table, like, I forget if she says this in the movie or not, forgive me, but, saying like, "This is for my daughter, you sick fuck," right before they throw him in the trash compactor. That would have been brilliant. Not brilliant, no, but that would have been better. That would have maybe added a little bit of full circle. Now, I did appreciate the fact that at the very end of the film, they did end it. I do appreciate that they stuck to an ending where they say, you know what, we're going to kill Michael Myers.
Yeah, they didn't try to pull any kind of last-minute tricks like you have to watch H2O and Resurrection to kind of understand that. So
right. They didn't pull any tricks where he may have like escaped. They killed him, and pretty graphically too.
Right.
Whether or not people think that kill was a little bit too over or not is debatable, but it is a definitive ending for Michael. And all the townspeople are there, and even some of the kid that was babysitting the first film was there. So in a way, it's almost full circle-ish. But at the end of the day, it took like a quarter of that's like only like barely even a quarter of the movie that feels like Halloween Ends. The rest of it is a psychological drama with Corey dealing
Yes.
with his influence from Michael Myers. And I get it. Look, I hate the film very much, Halloween Ends, but I'm going to be respectful about some of the things they did. I respect them trying to go in a different direction, but not in this film. And if they were, it should have happened earlier.
Yeah, if anything, like I said, I was going to say, maybe if you had to bring Corey in, maybe you should have done a flashback to like back in 2018 before Halloween took place, to establish more of that Allison and Corey relationship. I could have maybe even bought that,
Because at the end of the day, even though I don't like this trilogy, it could have had potential. It could have had potential. It's so easy for me to say that, it sucks, and it does. I don't like these films, but they could have had potential to be better if they were executed better. Because what they did was they made, first of all, this is a big gripe for me as well. Why would you get Danny McBride to write these films?
Right. Especially when you have 4 writers on this movie.
Which that is a whole, like David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, and then 2 other people. So you could tell, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to hear that there was behind-the-scenes issues with different ideas that didn't come to fruition. I would not be surprised if Halloween Ends up actually having like a drastically different extended cut. Maybe not. That's a hypothetical, but it felt like one of those things that there were too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like Corey's subplot could have been its own different movie. And my gripe is also how Laurie pushes Corey. Because, I don't know that rhymes. That's kind of funny. But, so Laurie kind of pushes Corey to be like, she sympathizes with him first. And then pushes her towards her daughter. But then, halfway through the film, she regrets it very kind of awkwardly. And I don't get that. And I get it, she starts to notice the shape in her eyes. But you'd think for someone that had to deal with Michael Myers' bullshit for as long as she did, she would have recognized that right away and not helped Corey. So it's this weird dilemma where I don't know maybe what was going on. And also another gripe, if you're going to introduce Corey, why kill him the way they did? Michael Myers spared him, so why would he kill him after all? You'd think that either Michael Myers would have made an executive decision. Kill Corey or keep him for good. Why did he just snap his neck? I get it, he was dying, and he stole his mask, but why? Why did Michael Myers let him live? There's no reason for that.
Well, I from what I've read on one comment, maybe Corey was maybe he was a pawn, and maybe Myers was supposedly trying to train him, but maybe but his real intention was to maybe use Corey as a pawn to kind of draw some more, unexpected, deaths coming up, and just maybe to get the, people. I know there were people already dying based on what happened in 2018 and 2019. There were like suicides and people being killed, but maybe if he spread that fear somehow of certain killings, here and there, maybe that's why he was basically using them. And plus we see that, I guess we're led to assume that maybe right when Corey comes back after helping Myers kill that cop, we see that Michael was standing outside, so maybe he kind of used Corey to kind of track down Laurie in a sense, I guess. So basically, Corey was like a pawn in a way. Maybe I can see that being the possibility, but I don't think. But like you said, I think Corey should have had his own movie, and I think he kind of should have lived in a way, like he
and maybe recognize the error of his mistakes, and maybe reconcile with the parents or something like that, and. It would have given the character a redemption, but to kill him off the way they did, and I get it. Michael Myers isn't someone known to spare people, but it makes it confusing where, yes, he wants to use him as a pawn, but my thing is, if you're going to use him as a pawn, use him for the long run. Right. And I get it. He was dying. He got stabbed in the neck. There's no coming back from that, pretty much. But it wasn't a mercy killing either, so it's like this weird dilemma where, and that's the problem with a character like Michael Myers. You don't know his intentions. You can tell through actions, but we can only assume so much. And that's the beauty of the character. He's ambiguous, but that also becomes a problem when he has people help him. And then there's the obvious issue of what the fuck was Michael Myers doing in a sewer for that long a time. And I could argue about that, but I've also thought about it in the sense, well, if I were to make that argument, I can make the argument, what has Michael Myers been doing? Actually, no, wait, that's actually a good point, because what has Michael Myers been doing in that sewer? Just eating rats and waiting every Halloween? Because at least in the original film, he was locked up in an asylum. He couldn't do anything. It wasn't his choice.
Well, they did demolish his house, so he couldn't stay there.
And he couldn't stay there. So that's also a good point as well. But I feel like Michael Myers, I feel like they maybe should not have done the time jump either. Because there's a lot of questions you could ask. Why didn't he attack on this Halloween or this Halloween? You could say he's biding his time, but my thing is, I don't know. But that's just me. Would you want to comment on anything else as well? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Well, yeah, I wish they could have further explained why he was hiding in the sewer for that long. I feel like they need a good justifiable reason for that.
Right.
I feel like they could have expanded on that. Maybe that's in the novelization. Apparently, that homeless guy, it's revealed in the novel that apparently he was actually taking people to Myers, actually, from what I understood.
And that would have been interesting if it was explored more, because I actually kind of like that idea, and it would have explained the whole Corey situation more, that he wasn't the only exception.
Yeah, but I have to think that probably definitely Michael Myers, when he grabbed Corey, he somehow infected him because he saw potential, and the fact that he was, he saw potential, but he wasn't sure if he was up to the test. That's why he was taking his time, seeing what Corey was capable of. He was probably maybe going to consider it up until he took the mask, and maybe Michael thought, okay, Father Time's over, I'm going to kill this kid.
and that's an interesting way to look at it. I also think that, like you said with that with the homeless person, if they would have hinted that a little bit in Kills, because, at the end of the day, and then this is also a problem with Kills, the whole angry town mob. Again, another neat concept, but it's one that, because of the townspeople being, I'm not trying to just say this, they were dumb. I mean, how can that woman say she was the best shot, accidentally shoot herself in the face, and...
You mean when Michael kicked the door open and she shot herself?
Yeah.
You talk about that? Okay, you talk about her. I thought if they were you technically kind of see them in Halloween, the first Halloween, whenever Michael's walking in the town and the camera's just focusing on him. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I was like, I like how the camera actually, there's a nice, good tracking shot of him.
And that's another thing that I like about this trilogy. It's a really well-shot trilogy.
Yeah.
All the films look really good.
Like Mike said, he sets up, David Gordon Green, sets up his shots very well. I got to give credit to where credit's due.
Yeah. I got to give him credit for that, too. And honestly, the way he shot his films, they really add something to Haddonfield. It accentuates that sort of autumny vibe. And even though I don't really like the personality of the townspeople, I like that they speak out. Even though I don't agree with them blaming Laurie, or even if I find some of the side characters cringy, I like that we get to see a lot of them. I like that Haddonfield is alive in this trilogy. I like that. I appreciate that. I also appreciate the kills. Halloween, the original, was never a gory movie, but Halloween 2018 and the others, they have some pretty damn good kills. And you can tell it's a good mix of practical and CGI.
Right.
Even though it probably doesn't feel in place with a Halloween movie, I do have a fondness for that DJ kill. I find that to be very fun.
You mean Halloween Ends, the DJ kill?
When Corey goes over.
Yeah, that was a pretty good graphic kill right there.
It was,
especially when he cuts off the tongue.
Cuts off his finger. You could argue that it doesn't fall in place with the Halloween film, but it's really creative and fun, and I like that. Yeah,
pretty gruesome too.
I like it when Halloween does shit like that. It shows that he kind of cared a little bit, but I don't think that, one, Corey taking the mask off Michael Myers. One thing I will say about Michael Myers is that he's not a bitch. He would not have been easily tackled by Corey like that. Yeah. I do not like that about the film. Speaking about being a bitch, Corey being bullied by the marching band. I get it. Look, he's an adult. He can't do anything to kids. And I get it that he's the martyr, but come on. That was just a little bit too... I don't know.
Okay, well, did Myers get you? Hopefully not. he should be back depending on the situation. So, but yeah, the marching band. I don't know why why they allowed Corey to be so weak. I guess because if he fights back, he'll be definitely branded and be labeled a child killer or whatever. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, another thing that I also don't like is that Will Patton. He's barely in the film. Anyone knows what I'm talking about. He really didn't do much in Kills, and here he only shows up, interacting with Laurie, and then I think he shows up at the almost like the tail end, and that's it. Will Patton doesn't have much to do in this film either. It's almost like he's useless. Same with what's her face? Lindsay, Kyle, whatever her freaking name is. Anywho, I don't know if Steven's going to be back or not. Maybe he'll fix his technical issue. So, well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh yeah, in the novelization, I know that Laurie was actually so determined to find Michael, and I think she was almost just making a very good effort to really come after them. Really come after him and, just search him every way she could, but apparently to no avail. That's what the novel further elaborated on. So yeah. There was something else. And then okay, well, we'll see if he comes back. He may have accidentally flipped himself off there. So, okay. Alrighty then. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. Okay. Phone died. Didn't have enough juice, huh? Okay, you're back? Okay. Well, give that phone some more juice. You gotta give that phone that jolt. You know what would be better? A vault. If the girl wants pearls, then give her pearls. Myers got me. Yeah, who remembers that drink, Volt? That was actually a good drink. Sadly, it had high fructose corn syrup, but I remember that was a cool-ass drink. But that drink was later discontinued for whatever reason. But, man, I'd like to see them bring it back. So Steven, I guess, may be back, but we'll see. We'll have to give his phone... Oh, okay, I guess I have to put down the link again. Let me see. Okay, I think I saved it. Yep, I can put down the link again. Okay. There you go. The link. the link. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and I'm going to... Live. Okay. Damn it. There we go.
Yeah, Myers got me, dude. No, my phone died. So I don't know if you know, but it's been really hectic for me lately with this whole phone situation. I was like hopping all around in the previous stream and everything. So I don't know, trying to find like a charger and everything, but I'm back. Where were we?
Now I can't remember. I was gonna say that I wish Will Patton had more to do in the film because he's hardly in the film. He only I think I saw him like he interacts with Laurie and then you see him at the very tail end of the movie.
Yeah, and they were setting up this romance and it was hinted at, and then they're kind of together, and I don't really like that they didn't, fully go through with that. The Halloween series, this trilogy needed to treat its characters better. It really did. It didn't give them time to grow.
or
It didn't.
develop.
Now, I will say for ends, what I do like is that even though it is the Corey show for most of the movie, at least they did try to slow the pace down a little bit to give these characters time to breathe. It happened too soon, but they tried. I also what I do like about the film is the idea of the tag team. Well, I don't know if I like. Actually, no. What I like about the film is I like that Myers, he does seem to, take on this idea that he is biding his time, even though I also am contradicting myself because I said I didn't like that. There is also kind of like a creepy quality that he could strike at any time.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's contradictory, but I'm also looking at it from a different angle as well. But overall, I mean, I think this trilogy, it should have been rewrote to hell. And I get it. I get why they wanted to do this. The Halloween timeline's a mess. It really is. And I appreciate them trying to start from scratch. Removing the whole brother and sister thing, I really do give them praise for. I really do. I was never fond of that. It was barely explained in Halloween 2. They basically shoehorned that in towards the end, and I don't see how it necessarily relates. Whenever they try to force a relative story in a film, it does feel weird. It seems like ever since Empire Strikes Back, they've tried doing that, but that's a whole other topic. I appreciate things about it, and I appreciate how Laurie tries to go all Hunter over Michael, but the execution of these films is not very good. And my rating for the film, while it does sound harsh, it is how I feel. I'm going to go 2 out of 10. There are points, but I feel like not only just because of the fact that they shoved so much towards the end with Corey and all this other backstory, and then the town hating Laurie, it feels discombobulated. And as a result, Michael Myers, that's probably why he was only in the film for, if you count it, 10 minutes. If you count all the times that he's in the film, a few minutes here, a few minutes there, he's in the film. Okay, maybe not 10, but like a good 15 to 20. And it's almost a 2-hour movie. And before we go any further with that, you want me to add something?
Sure, go ahead.
My theater experience was fucking awful.
Yeah, you said there was teenagers that were being loud.
So, yes, I've talked about this topic a lot. I know some people don't feel as strongly about it as me, but I really wish that there was like more of a consideration for consumers of these tickets, because there's like these kids, and I wasn't gonna like yell at them because they're kids, and I don't feel appropriate doing so at a theater. But there's these kids, and they're kicking at my chair like a couple of times, which is already a lot. We told them kindly, hey, can you keep it down a little bit? Which I think is fair. I'm not their parent. I'm not trying to be. I want to watch the movie. And they keep going. They turn on their flash during, I think, when the homeless guy got killed. Like, really bright on their phone. And they were talking and giggling, and that really did take it out of me as well. So, the experience was bad. The film was bad. It was just a whole lot of things. Which is weird because Halloween Kills, me and my friend were the only 2 people in the theater. But with Halloween Ends, it was a lot of people. So I just wanted to put that out there. For anyone who wants to let their kids see horror movies in theaters, either go see it with them or don't let them see it until you see it at home, because they clearly cannot behave in a theater. I thought that was very unacceptable. So I didn't say anything, but I was very pissed.
Turn off your fucking cell phones, for crying out loud.
No, turn off your fucking cell phone. They had their light, they had their flash on, so they were like, it was like a flashlight was on the entire damn time of the movie, which, and they were right behind us. They weren't like a few rows down; they were right behind us. So,
strangely enough, when I saw the film the first time, there was like only one other person in the theater.
Yeah,
but then I saw it on a Tuesday because it was cheap.
And was that more packed? Or no, that was the day that was the one person.
Yeah, And I see movies on Tuesdays anyway. But actually, I didn't have to pay for this because my dad owed me something,
Right.
and he said he figured I could put something on the card. I figured I'd go ahead and put that on the card since I didn't pay for it.
Right.
Since I was hearing some very interesting reviews of the film.
And at the time, Halloween 2018 was the least divisive of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it still is. I think people are, and I will say, even though I don't think it's a good movie, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just
It had a
think
promising start, kind of like The Force Awakens in a way.
it was, but it's one of those things where even if the start was promising, the follow-ups divert the path. And I know that shouldn't affect the first film, but with Halloween it does. There's a promise. There was an idea. It just was not seen through.
It just wasn't.
And if it was seen through,
they set up in the first film.
And if it was seen through, it wasn't seen through in the right way. I would say, even though we're gonna get more Halloween films because the rights revert back to Akkad's son, I think they need to stop. I think they need to end it. I think Halloween 3 should have been a good indication of where the franchise should have went. I really do. Because, if you go with the TV ending cut of Halloween 2, even though I hear H2O is a great ending to the series if you don't count Resurrection, if you count the TV cut ending of Halloween 2, which, again, I still think they should have done with, but, it's fine. It's on the Blu-ray and stuff, so I can live. That ending is pretty conclusive. It all takes place in one night. There's even cuts out there where Halloween 1 and 2 are spliced into one super film.
Yeah, that's
So,
actually a good idea.
I wouldn't mind seeing that one day, but even then, as two films, they make a good duology. So, and then Halloween 3 is like a great little like, not even though it's a main series film, it feels like a spin-off. So
it's a different departure for sure.
It's a different departure, but I think it works. It might be my favorite of the series. That's why. It might be. The first one's really good, so I'm like tossed up. I'm very split in between Halloween 1 and 3. They're really that good in my opinion. The Thorn trilogy,
I think the fourth one was definitely the best one of the bunch.
The fourth one was definitely, especially the ending to the fourth one. The fourth one had a great ending with Daniel Harris.
No, I didn't. I remember when I never saw it when I was little, but when I finally caught onto it and recorded it back in the day, because that's how you would,
Yeah,
you couldn't buy it. You would.
There wasn't a lot of options back then. You had to record it off TV and wait.
Or buy the VHS. And I didn't expect to see that, and it was like, whoa, I was not expecting it. And then when I see the fifth one, completely different direction, and I remember Danielle Harris was kind of upset about that, about how it didn't go in that direction, where maybe she becomes the sidekick or.
Right. And awkwardly enough, the fifth one is the only one in the Thorn trilogy out of the three that I haven't seen. Oddly enough, I've seen Halloween 4, and I think the theatrical cut is 6. I know I've seen 6, I just don't know which cut. And so, Halloween 6, that's where I think the franchise, and I know there's a lot of favoritism towards 6 nowadays. I'm not sure which cut specifically, but I know there's a lot of favoritism towards 6. 6, to me, has charm, but I find it also to be like with Halloween Ends, too much. It's too much, too late. I don't know what goes on in the fifth one. I haven't seen the fifth one. I've seen the fourth one. But I know that's weird, but it happened. I know. But, I don't know if they hinted at the cult themes in the fifth one. But I feel like, just with all that, I do like Paul Rudd in the film. I think he was actually pretty good in the film. But it's also a beautiful looking Halloween film. And the beginning score with that sort of rock and rollish theme take on the Halloween.
Yeah, that was definitely the theatrical cut. I don't think that was ever in the producer's cut.
Yeah, I think that was the theatrical cut that I watched then. And I like the beginning where we see Danielle Harris's character. She's being hunted and she dies to Michael. That was all creative. I hear the producer's cut's really weird with like Michael having sex with his,
with Jamie.
with Jamie. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, apparently that's what really turned Danielle Harris off. There's actually an interview on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and it's actually on YouTube too if you want to check it out. And,
I want to watch that because I don't blame her. That's super not Michael Myers. Okay, even though
she was trying to get emancipated, and it was costing her like $4,000 or $5,000, and they were only going to offer $1,000 just to come back and do the role. And she's thinking, wait, I paid this much money, and then apparently when you know what, I'll let you watch the interview.
I'm gonna watch that because that seems interesting. I feel like Miramax, because I think it was a Miramax film at the time. I believe that's who put out Halloween 6. Because I know Universal owns the rights, but I heard there was like some sort of like mix up there with like I think Halloween 6 through Resurrection. I'm not sure, but the point is, Halloween 6. That producer's cut. That does, from what I'm hearing, Michael having sex with Jamie. That's not Michael Myers. Even less than the new trilogy. Because at least in the new trilogy, he is Michael Myers. There's no
sexual kind of twisted shit in there.
Yeah, that's not. That shouldn't be even any slasher. Like, whoever thought that was a fucking idiot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
at least Halloween Ends didn't have the shit, and also it didn't have fucking Tina, who's in 5. If you see Halloween 5, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I've heard of the character of Tina, though. I hear she's really irritating.
Yeah.
But, I will say seeing Donald Pleasance for the last time is good because, we all miss Donald Pleasance. And Dr. Loomis, one thing that not even Malcolm McDowell was able to do is replicate Dr. Loomis.
I didn't think he did too bad of a job. He was probably one of the few decent things. I did like Brad Dourif. He was another good. He was probably the best actor of the bunch.
That's he didn't do a bad job in the remake, but I'm just saying Donald Pleasance was the best part, in my opinion, of those original films.
Yeah.
I love his dedication to hunting down Michael. And he's a therapist. He should be trying to help this sick fuck. Because that's what some therapists do. But no, he's like, no, there's no help for this guy. And he's hell-bent and he won't do anything to stop. And it's his dedication that he's even willing to give up his life in Halloween 2 that makes him just such a good character. Which, I wonder how he survived that in 4. I'm a little bit confused by that.
From what I read on the trivia of Halloween 4, they were supposedly going to be filming a flashback where apparently when the fire happened, it actually threw Loomis through the doors, and that's how he survived. But of course, he was scarred from all that.
That would explain the cane.
Yeah, that's what I think they were going to do at one point, but for whatever reason, they didn't shoot that scene. But that definitely could have explained the reason why Loomis was alive, and of course, he's walking with a cane.
Right. And the remakes and stuff. Look, I really don't like those remakes either, but I at least think that with Rob Zombie, that's tough because I know that Scout Taylor Compton, even though people don't like her film, she's still very supportive of the franchise. She still goes to all these conventions. She's just a wonderful woman to meet. But I don't think she was a good Laurie. I think that is one of the things that killed for me. Her Laurie, huh?
Yeah, she wasn't too bad in the first one, and I get that she's going through a lot in the second one, but I felt like they kind of made her a bit unlikable in the second one as well.
Too raunchy, in my opinion. And that can be said about all things Rob Zombie.
I also don't like what they did with Loomis in that second one either. It made him really unlikable as well.
That's my whole thing. Where Loomis tried to profit off of this. That's not Loomis. That's not Loomis. In the first film, he's Loomis. But in the second one, he's not. And Michael Myers saying, "Die!"
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And making him a hobo, I don't think that was a good idea. No, then supposedly in the director's cut, apparently Myers wasn't even alive, and supposedly he was already dead. Maybe this was all in Laurie's head or something like that. I don't know.
But that doesn't make sense because then how the fuck did he kill him?
So that's why I still rather watch Halloween Ends than the second one. Believe it or not.
I don't know. For me, it's tough because as much as I don't like the zombie films,
Yeah, I know you still would rather watch those. Surprisingly,
I don't know. I just
the
find
first one
that
I can
this
understand.
trilogy.
Second
I
one,
just, huh?
I can understand you liking the first Rob Zombie Halloween film because that one at least
I
had
don't like the first one. I just rather it. If that,
well,
if
you
that
rather, but I can understand because at least it had some potential.
because I think that, even though I don't agree that Michael Myers is trailer park trash, it is definitely a distinctive look. I don't think it worked.
Of course,
I
Sherry
don't
Moon
think
Zombie.
Huh?
And Sherry Moon Zombie, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rob Zombie needs to stop putting his wife in
Yeah.
that fucking movie.
But I will
Like,
admit,
dude-
Ronnie was entertaining for the breakfast scene where he's like, "Bitch, I can't work. Oh, go fuck you." I mean, I got a laugh out of that.
And one thing I
Somewhat.
will say about Halloween, the remake, is that I like the cameos. I like seeing Ken Foray. I like seeing Danny Trejo.
Yeah, the cameos.
I
were-
do like that. That's kind of fun.
Hey, what's
but-
up, Sam?
Huh? Oh,
That's
what's
just
up, man?
basic.
How you doing? We're talking about Halloween Ends. I know
Yeah.
you mentioned a little bit in the previous stream, but this is like a free for all.
Yeah.
So
Going a little more in depth now.
we're gonna be talking spoilers, but you have been warned.
Mhm.
Even though I don't like the zombie films, I appreciate. I'd rather them than Ends only because I feel like they just. I don't want to say that they bait off of nostalgia, but they did it first, and they didn't. They failed more on their execution than they did with the zombie films. Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you actually watch it?
And listen, I don't like being exaggerated negative, but this is just how I feel. You know what I mean? And to each their own. If people like Halloween Ends, love it to your heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for you. I've even liked people's reviews on Letterboxd that like the film because I like hearing other viewpoints. But I just don't think it worked. I do think that fans attacking each other over Halloween Ends is a little bit much. I don't think that's necessary. It is just a movie.
It's almost going back to how Star Wars fans, were definitely divided over The Last Jedi.
Oof.
And, of course, The Rise of Skywalker.
And again, we all have our opinions on that thing,
Mhm.
but, Star Wars fans are a little bit too excessive, but that's a whole nother video for a whole
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know what else to say. It's just I watched.
Yeah.
Look, what is your rating on Scotty? I know you don't hate it, but what is your rating on the film?
I'm split between like 4 or 5 out of 10. That's what I would give it.
So is that like a mediocre? Because a 4 is a mediocre for me, and a 5 is an average.
I mean, if it was its own film, it probably would be a 5. Halloween film for me would be like, I'll say somewhere between 4 and 4.5. I'm probably being too generous. I should probably hate the film.
Well, it is your opinion, so if that's how you feel.
The worst movie I saw this year, honestly, to me, was the Firestarter remake. I thought that was the worst one.
Oh my god, I hear that remake is awful.
Yeah, even though
How
the actors tried, but yeah, I only saw it once. I'm like, and the way it ended, I was like, that's it. Yeah, the original
Zac
Firestarter was the best
Efron in that?
What's up,
Scotty? Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Wasn't Zac Efron in that remake?
Yeah, he was in it.
Oh, okay. So that should tell you something right there. I don't think he's that great of an actor personally. And the CGI looked horrible in that film from the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
So
I haven't watched it in a while. I only caught it like on Tuesday, and
you saw it in theaters again?
No, I saw Firestarter once in the theaters.
Okay.
I was curious to see what it was like, and I'm thankful I didn't pay too much, but I just didn't care for it. It's not going to have much place in my collection unless someone wants to buy it for me or something. Kind of like how I feel about Peter Salva's films, which I mean, fine. I'll only take it if someone buys it for me. Other than that, I'm not going to buy it. The only one I might have an interest in even getting, and I won't pay for it, is it was a film that he did that had Lance Henriksen and Jeff Fahey. No, not Jeff Fahey. Sorry, Eric Roberts. I forget what it's called, but it was on YouTube somewhere for free, and I can download it for free. So
there you
that
go.
is, if it's still on there.
Do you remember the name of the film?
It came out in '94. Let me go look at Victor Pedophilia Salva's filmography. So,
Victor Pedophilia.
yeah, Victor. Yeah, that
Was
might
it
be his
Powder?
name. No, it wasn't Powder. That was '95. This one, I think that was before that. Nature of the. Well, actually, apparently it was the same time. It's called Nature of the Beast.
Nature of the Beast. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I remember I caught like the very tail end of that movie because of Lance Henriksen, but he's good in it. And oddly enough, he directed Lance Henriksen in his next film, Powder. So,
and I will say for this year, we've thankfully I don't think horror has been too bad this year because I liked The Black Phone. I thought that was very enjoyable.
mm-hmm.
I thought that film, you want to talk about throwback vibes. That film has a great 70s atmosphere in a modern film, which I really appreciated. And, I don't think Scott Derrickson, I didn't like Sinister, but he has talent. And I really appreciated the way they did that. And I'm just saying that for comparison that, Halloween Ends, it wasn't good, but thankfully there's only one film that bad this year. Unless, I'm sure Firestarter is even worse, but oof. But yeah, if you were now, let me ask you a question. What would you have done differently with Halloween, this trilogy?
That's a good question. I would definitely had a more thought out plan if you're going to do this trilogy. If you're going to introduce a new character, you should have at least established him. You didn't have to establish the character for too long, but I would at least hinted at what this role was going to be in the future. That's what I would have done.
Of course.
Definitely have given the main actors something to do, especially Will Patton. I felt like he didn't get his his comeuppance and justification for maybe if Michael Myers was attempting to escape and we saw that Will Patton was there, he's like, I finally got you, you son of a bitch, and he shoots him like with a shotgun or something. That would have been a little more justifiable for that.
Yeah, and it would have made him feel more involved in the film.
Yeah, not just show him like here and there, and yeah.
Especially for a love interest, that seems odd to just sporadically show him whenever you want. That doesn't feel proper.
And I don't know if I would have attempted to eject any kind of realism on there. It just comes across as, I guess, pretentious and stupid, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
And something else, too. I don't.
Because, the whole concept of Halloween isn't exactly realistic. Michael Myers is essentially like he, in the original film, he outlived more bullets than he should have.
Yeah, definitely took more beatings for sure. And also, now that I think about it, I wish they could have introduced a new character that had somehow interacted with Myers before, like do like a Highwayman type of movie. I don't know if you've heard of that. I would have like introduced, let's say, a particular character, like Myers murdered his wife or something or family, and then he's hell-bent on seeking revenge on Myers or something.
To show
that's where I would do like a Nicolas Cage type of movie.
That are after Myers.
Yeah, like have a revenge type of story. Like if you're going to introduce Corey, maybe Corey was babysitting his brother, and maybe Myers killed him and basically almost framed him. Maybe that's what
that would have been interesting. And then the town hates him, but only he knows the truth.
Yeah, only he knows the truth. And he's so hell-bent on going after Myers, and maybe that's when Laurie and Allison can definitely join him on his journey, and that's when Allison and Corey start to bond. They fall for each other. They just have to develop that chemistry a little better, I think. Because the way Allison looked at Corey is like love at first sight. I was like, huh? Would that even happen in real life? You okay there, Steven? I noticed you muted your mic. Oh, yeah, you're okay.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry, was answering someone you were saying. But yeah, no, I agree. Expand on that relationship better.
Yeah, I think they did what they could. At times I can see why maybe Allison would fall for him, because he starts to become more of the alpha.
And that sort of outsider vibe, that you're involved in something you don't want. when they leave the party, they kind of have an interesting conversation where, he says to her, well, people look at you as a victim. They don't look at you as they don't look at you the way I do. That's not exactly what they said, but you know what I mean.
Right. And I have to admit, I even liked the music that played during those scenes, which I thought was interesting.
The soundtracks of the movies are definitely good. Carpenter composed some of them, I think.
Yeah, and even the boy Harsher, which I'm not even familiar with, I was curious because that was a interesting little take. It was the second time when they were, out on the motorcycle and they're on the tower. Apparently, that's supposed to be a reference to Halloween 3, but I don't remember that. I don't know what they meant by the tower.
I don't remember Tom Atkins being on the roof of a radio, or any roof for that matter. I mean, technically, unless you count the part in Halloween 3 where he's on like the scaffold and he's like dumping all those coins, but that's not really a roof. That's like a elevated staircase inside of a building. So
it's inside the building, like it's inside of a warehouse. I mean, there's no way.
I mean, no, I don't think. Yeah, I don't get that reference to Halloween 3 personally. Yeah.
I also feel like it kind of threw a reference to Drive, except he's on a motorcycle and stuff like that, and the whole lighting of it.
Gosling, yeah, I could see that. I could see that with the whole, with like the whole, him and her on that motorcycle, very, very thoughtful, sort of like, letting the visuals tell the story of how they perceive passing through the town. There's interesting choices there, but, it doesn't come together. If this was like maybe if Halloween was a quadrilogy or maybe 5 films, and this was like maybe the second or third film, this could have been interesting. This could have been better because then you wouldn't feel like you have to shoehorn so much at the end. And by the 5th film, the hypothetical 5th film, you would have saved all that finale stuff and made an actual finale. And by that, all that stuff that happened with Corey and stuff would have been interesting. And then maybe, have Corey, in this 3rd film, or maybe at the last film, the 5th film, sacrifice himself to give a little bit of redemption for his brother. Like in that hypothetical situation that you were talking about.
Yeah, like maybe he could have found a way to avenge the death of his brother and his family too, so.
And, but they didn't.
It was just wasted. He just feels like he's a wasted character. If you're going to kill him off, at least give him a semi-redemption moment here, not just kill him off because, I don't know, because you were just trying to be different or pull right out of the hat. Or
and then the weird part,
expectations, And
then the weird part is outside of a conversation that Allison has with Lori after they kill Michael, Corey is never mentioned again outside of that one conversation.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Did they at least bury him, give him a proper burial? Yeah,
like they never explain like how the town.
Other than Allison saying she knew that Corey murdered those people, but that's about it.
Outside of Allison saying you were right to her, they never.
Like she could have at least acknowledged that she fell in love with the Aqua Corey, not the serial killer version of him or something.
Maybe say, I'll remember him for the person he was or something like that. Do a better job with that because Corey, first of all, wanted something to kill off a character that was in a film so much, but to not bring him up after all that time. Why?
Yeah, what was the point of it?
It just feels very, very awkward, if you ask. But
just like in their relationship, it definitely felt kind of forced in a sense. So
it does because outside of the fact that they were, kind of like victims of a horrible
traumatic event. That's probably why. I guess that's why we're supposed to buy into that whole Corey and Allison dynamic.
Outside of that, they don't have anything in common.
But I do applaud the actors for trying to and give a decent performance, so I'll give them that.
I do, and look, I think that Corey's character takes like a really weird tone when he starts to kill people, and his whole motive for killing people, outside of the fact that, yeah, I guess the town hates you, but and you need something more than that. Show the town that you're better than them. To kill them would just further prove the
Yeah,
point. I get it.
It'll further justify why they are not fans of yours and why you are, are so beneath them in their eyes. So yeah.
And what I did like also is that I did like how they tried to involve the parents of the person that he did kill to show that, hey, we're also part of the reason. And I get it, because they're justifiably mad. Whether or not it was his fault or not, they're definitely not happy that their son's dead. But, after that instance in the bar, we never see them again.
Well, we don't see the mom again. We saw the dad a little later, where
when he was playing pool.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
I'm kind of surprised how Corey didn't go after them.
I am too, because he wasn't after his own parents, but not them.
I mean, well, I guess his mother was abusive to him in a sense, but I don't see.
Well, she was abusive, but very protective in a way, because she said,
abusive and protective. Yeah.
I hate how this town turned. And this is another gripe I have when she tells Lori, because
your boogeyman disappeared, they needed a new one or something like that. Is what she said. She said because your boogeyman disappeared, they needed a new one. It was something.
Yeah, and that's another problem with Halloween Ends. The whole blame everything on fucking Lori. God damn, it's not like she's been trying to get rid of this problem for you guys. So
yeah, she was doing what she could to defend against Myers. I mean, he technically should have died, but I guess the way you could say that maybe he did die, but I guess this is what the writers and directors would have done, but they did not execute these sequels properly.
This is just a lot of ideas that sound good on paper, but not together.
Yeah, you didn't make it fit right. You didn't connect them like they should have. I mean, what would you say? What did this worse? The Star Wars sequel trilogy or this? Or you think they're both the same?
No, I definitely do think the Star Wars sequel trilogy took a drop off worse, because Rise of Skywalker was a huge fuck you to the fans. And
I felt like The Last Jedi was more of a huge fuck you, because I don't like how Luke Skywalker was portrayed.
That's what I'm saying. I
think JJ at least he tried his best to try to put it all together, but guess who he's working for? Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy is like a freaking Disney corporate suit who doesn't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Who only cares about
the biggest mistake of giving her the
She's
control.
a Sith Lord. She's a Sith Lord. People can't see this, but she is. Okay? She wants infinite power. Like in the words of Palpatine.
Infinite absolute power.
Yes. And so, in my opinion, Halloween is not going to be Star Wars bad, because the Star Wars films and Halloween films, if we're judging them on a subjective level, because objectively they're all well-shot films, yada, 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 but for what they do to the franchises, at least Halloween isn't as disingenuous as Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I get it, I don't agree with fans attacking Daisy Ridley and stuff like that, but I mean, come on, the way
or even Kelly Marie Tran, they kind of attacked her as well.
Yeah, that was really bad. But those fans are not well
right in the head.
So we don't count them. But for the fans that actually, are normal people like us, that just genuinely, because I don't know how you feel about the Disney Star Wars films, but I don't like the way they handled that storyline. Outside of Rogue One, that's the only one I like.
Rogue One was decent. I thought Force Awakens, like I said, I thought it was maybe okay first step.
It wasn't the worst start ever.
But then the follow-ups, yeah, we all know it.
The follow-ups ruined the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And, killing off Luke, and then the hinting that everyone has the Force, and the whole fucking, Palpatine being alive. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Apparently the novel explained why he was alive. I think because he somehow was able to create some kind of wormhole or something, but it took a lot out of him. So,
what?
Yeah, he created some kind of wormhole and transported it to Exegol somehow, I think. But it took a lot out of him, and I don't know. I don't know if the novel's available to read, but here's what I would have done. I would have at least tried to say he was some kind of clone or a Feld clone.
Yeah, maybe not the actual Palpatine, and then the fact that he has kids makes no sense to me, because I don't know. I don't think he's the kind of guy that would go out on like a Friday night date. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, he's not exactly George Clooney or anything like that. He's not going to be scoring a lot of babes or anything like that.
No, he's not. And It just doesn't seem to add up. And, I get that there's a novel, but the fact that a film has to rely on a novel to explain poor decisions like that, and a
Mm-hmm.
wormhole, what? I've never heard of a Sith Lord having to use a wormhole. I mean, there's Star Wars fans that are more versed than I am. That's fair, but that just seems a little too far fetched even for Star Wars. So, if you ask me, I don't think Halloween is worse than Star Wars in terms of sequel trilogies. I mean, they still fall into the same pattern of being nostalgia baity and
Mm-hmm.
this and that. And they both start off thinking they're going to be good, with the beginning films not being bad. But then when you get to the second and third film, that's where shit really hits the fan. And that's where I think these franchises sort of lose steam, is as they go along. Even if there's a good head start,
Mm-hmm.
the ending, I know it's going to sound bad. People are going to be like, the journey matters, and it does. But the ending matters. Because at the end of the day, you could have a great journey, but if you fail to arrive at your destination, what is the point? So, at least for me, Halloween, I'll take that trilogy over Star Wars, but it's not saying much to me. Um, it's part of a trend of films that I don't like. The whole requel, which I believe is a fake term, and then killing off characters just to do it, like they did in films like Star Wars and Scream 5 and this and that. And I could go into a whole debate about that, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
just very
what'd you think
Disney.
of Scream 5? Were you a fan of it or no?
I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's horrible. I definitely think that it's better than Halloween Ends in terms of slashers this year, but I don't think it's good. I feel like it's too much of a retread of what came before. I don't like, and again, spoilers, but we've been talking about that, so it doesn't really matter. I don't like that they killed Dewey. I don't like how they referenced too much. I know it sounds bad, but they went too meta, if that makes sense. They reference like Reddit and 4chan,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that's
Toxic
necessary.
fandom and stuff like that.
Toxic fandom, and first of all, one, there are toxic fans, but nowadays, for some reason, film studios like to say that every fandom's toxic, which I'm not a fan of personally.
Yeah.
And another thing is that, I don't like the lead character. I think Melissa Barrera is a good actress. I think Jenna Ortega is a good actress, but I don't like that they replace, Sydney. I don't think they're good replacement characters. And I didn't think the rest of the supporting cast was very good either. They were all cliches. I didn't like Randy's kids either at all. I commend the actors and think they all did a good job acting. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't think that they were very good characters they were giving. And maybe you're missing that Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven touch, but I just don't think Scream 5 was very good. I would give it a 4 out of a 10. So it's a mediocre for me.
Okay, I did see Scream 5. I didn't hate it either, but I was kind of mixed on it.
Uh,
It was nice seeing what's his face, Skeet Ulrich
it was.
as.
And he looks excellent
Mm-hmm.
for his age. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, we're talking what, like 26 years later, maybe
Like,
27, because that film was probably the first one was probably filmed in '95 or something.
yeah, obviously, because the film came out in 96, but yeah, you're right. It was probably filmed in like 95 or very late in 94, something like that. So he was still a young guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks incredible. And, the whole forced backstory that that's his daughter and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that. I didn't feel like
Yeah,
it doesn't,
I
it
wasn't
doesn't,
expecting that, so
and
I
it
didn't know
doesn't
what to
add
feel on that.
up. Because if you really think about it, when the hell did he have time to hook up with some girl while he was with Sydney? They explain it, but I don't think it makes sense, personally. So, that film has a lot of issues, but I do think it's the better slasher than Halloween Ends. I just don't
Yeah, I
think...
was going to ask, did you feel like it was just as bad, worse, or a little better, or what?
I don't think either film are good, but I
Mm-hmm.
think
Of course
Scream
not.
5 is a better film than Halloween Ends. Because Scream 5, for better or for worse, it doesn't do anything too shockingly different.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not opposed to new ideas. I'm really not. I don't want people to think that I'm just a stickler for the basic slasher, basic Halloween. I don't want Halloween to do too experimental. That's why I'm not sold on the Thorn trilogy or the zombie films. I feel like for Halloween you don't have to go that experimental. But with Scream 5, it is too much of a retread, but it also doesn't insult, my expectations of it. I just don't think it's very good, but there's some fun kills, a good pace, and even though the whodunit aspect is obvious, I didn't hate it like I didn't like Halloween Ends. So while both aren't good, I would much rather Scream 5.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's horrible. But just the different direction and the main characters. They really don't do anything till the last part of the film.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice seeing them, but I know that Nev Campbell's not going to be in the sixth one, and I can't blame her.
But I don't blame her, because they didn't pay her properly, which is not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But and then here's another thing I don't like. I feel like with the references, they didn't execute them well because they just throw shit out there. Like in the beginning of the film, where you see the younger sister like cooking herself dinner, she's like, "Oh, I love the Babadook and this and that, and Hereditary." It's like elevated horror, and I'm like thinking to myself, no one talks like that when they're talking. Not even film fans talk like that.
I don't remember much of the dialogue because I only saw Scream 5 once. So
that's another thing I hate. It's Scream 5. Get over it.
Yeah, I don't know why they're calling it a reboot. I mean,
it's not a reboot. It's still a sequel.
Or requel, whatever you want to call it.
A requel or whatever, that made up term. It's Scream 5. And you know what's so funny? That film references shit so much, but it couldn't reference the fact that a title makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's Scream 5. Scream 5 wasn't very good, but again, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be great, and there's some fun to be had. Some fun. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but I do have issues with it. Again, killing Dewey's a big no-no for me, especially since it doesn't feel necessary. But that's my opinion on Scream 5. I do think it's the better film. But the best sequel this year, non-horror related, obviously. I think we all know what it is.
Starts with a T.
Gun Maverick, baby.
Yes.
I think it's already out on Blu-ray. I'm gonna buy it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm just debating whether or not I want to buy it now, or maybe wait till Black Friday and I can get it cheaper.
The shitty part for me is that I don't know if you know what happened. I got frauded, so I have to wait till my new card arrives.
Got frauded?
Well, somehow, for some reason, my card was with me the entire time. My bank stopped it, thank God. But I woke up one morning, and while I was asleep, there was all these charges being made to like Microsoft that I never made, and my bank stopped it because they noticed that activity was unusual, and they're gonna send me a new card. They spent like $200. My card was with me the whole time, so I guess I don't know if like maybe at a gas station they caught it on camera because I do know that happens, or if maybe I've been ordering online a lot. So the good news is all my money's back, but that was weird. But
what they call it, skimmers or something?
Skimmers.
Yeah, skimmers.
But don't worry, my money's back in my account because they blocked all those transactions. So my bank's really good about it. I have Bank of America.
Yeah, I have Wells Fargo, so
I hear that's good too. So very reliable source. And they're going to be shipping me out a new card. It's obviously not going to cost me anything since, I got fucked over. But, when I get my new card, you bet your ass I'm going to be getting Top Gun Maverick.
As you should.
I'm probably going to splurge. I'm probably going to get that Best Buy Steelbook because I thought the movie was that damn good. And when I get my new 4K player, that film is going to look stellar. I bet you it is.
It probably will.
I mean, Top Gun Maverick, is a gorgeous looking movie, as we all know. So
gorgeous looking. very well acted, just fun entertainment. That's what sequels should be done now.
And I give that film a 9 out of 10, close to being a 10.
I want to say, just for the hell of it, 10 out of 10, maybe 9.5.
It's that close to perfection. I could see why you saw it 10 times. I wish I saw it 8 more times. It was that good, but and
we'll go on Tuesday. If you have a Cinemark theater that only charges like $5+ a ticket, whether it's day and night, that's what I would go.
My theaters charge like $12 a ticket.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, no. No, in Florida it's so bad. Like you know how much water bottles are at the theater? $6.
I'm trying to remember if that's how much it is. I think maybe it was $4.50. I think maybe $5. I don't remember. I don't really buy much drinks at the concessions. I usually sneak one of mine in. So.
Oh no, yeah, I sneak mine in too. I carry a jacket around, so we keep that in the hush hush though.
Right. Hey, Steven, don't go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream since it looks like nobody's joining. But hey, this is our discussion of Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Both. Well, I don't hate it. Steven's not a fan of it, but hey,
I'm not a fan of it.
We agree to disagree. There are
but hey, that's the beauty about opinions. We can agree to disagree and have a good discussion about it.
Yeah, we can definitely be civilized. We won't try to call each other names like a lot of toxic fans will say, "Oh, you're this and that. How dare you not like that movie?" Blah blah blah. No, we're not that type
oh my God, you like this movie? No, we're not like that. Listen, and if you like Halloween Ends, be respectful and tell us why you like it. Don't hate on us, and I won't hate on you. I've had discussions with people who've enjoyed the hell out of the film, and I've said, great, you enjoy it, that's cool. Listen, it's not my place to tell people what to like or dislike. So enjoy it to your heart's content. Scotty, thank you for having me. I know I arrived a bit late. I do apologize.
No problem.
But
it's glad that I was able to hold out as long as I could. And like Steven said, we may not like everything, but at the end, we want to be civilized. We like to hear your opinions. We won't call each other names just because you have a different opinion. If you like the film or dislike it, hey, we're not going to change your mind.
I'm not going to call you exactly just because if you're a Halloween Ends fan, be a Halloween Ends fan. We can have a healthy debate, and it's interesting to talk to people who have different opinions. So with that being said, Scotty, always a pleasure, man. Really appreciate this discussion.
Right.
And
always a pleasure to have you on here. And too bad we couldn't have any more people, but hey, it is what it is.
It's what it is, man. It is what it is.
But people who call each other's names, that's very childish and immature.
That's immature.
Narcissistic too. While I'm at it.
Oh no, it is self-absorbed. It's narcissism.
Yeah.
And it's unnecessary. But again, thank you all for joining in. This is obviously good to replay. So if you were late, you could rewatch this. And more film discussions to come, I would assume, and I would gladly come on for more of these. I'll try to show up on time better.
Okay. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Steven, and thanks for the people in the chat that stopped by. I definitely would like to do another movie discussion, and hopefully I can get more people. But if not, Steven and John, whoever wants to come in, you're always welcome. You're always welcome to have your opinions and your very honest, blunt thoughts and just your overall factual opinion and how you feel and what could have, what could have been done, what could have been done to improve it, what you would have taken out, that sort of thing. It's always good to always just air these things out and things. Yeah, just always good to get them out in the open and just have a civilized discussion.
Because at the end of the day, these are films. These are nothing more than entertainment. We love them, but there's no need to go out of our way to call each other out on it.
Yeah,
which is why I'm glad that normal people like you and me can have civilized discussions.
Right. All right, folks. We'll see you all later. Have a good night and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Even signing off.